Have y'all seen this woman, Dr. Bryant? I think that's how you pronounce her name. This woman got in Cam Newton and Nick Cannon's face and told them about themselves. Stuff that us on the outside have already recognized for years now. That these two dudes are womanizers, that they just get as many women as they can pregnant, and that they will never actually settle down with any of these women. Man, hey, when I tell you this woman got them exposing themselves, let's watch.
I don't know if it's the Libra in me, if it's my abandonment issues as a child. I'm quick to be like, we agree to disagree, so I'm out. I'll run, I'll detach, I'll act like, I'll shut down, I internalize.
Ooh, I'm not gonna lie. That is a trait that I can't stand within some women that I have dated before. I don't like that. Let's agree to disagree. To me, let's meet in the common ground. Let's actually try to understand each other's viewpoint so that we don't have to do this whole agree to disagree. I'm not a big fan of it. And then that shutting down, that detaching, that running away, it's not a favorable trait at all. I don't like it. I'm a communicator.
And I know that's not healthy, but just as a man,
You need to heal.
to stay away from conflict with any woman in my life, I'll just be like, we agree to disagree.
Yeah.
You can have that.
But who taught you that you sabotage to avoid conflict? Because that's not true. But who taught you that? Where did you learn that from?
I mean, years of therapy,
Okay.
but more like, because I wouldn't say sabotage, but I just know that I tend to
Therapy didn't teach him that. Let's be honest. It sounds like he needs some more therapy.
run or to
But
avoid.
fleeing is sabotaging.
Is it always?
Fleeing is sabotaging.
Or is that safety? Because if I engage, and especially if one or two parties become hostile in the engagement, I'd much rather be like, you know what? I'm gonna wait till we calm down.
But what is hostility? Unresolved pain.
Right?
So if you're fleeing from unresolved pain, then what is the resolve? What is the benefit of fleeing from unresolved pain? It just causes more unresolved pain.
Well, I'm saying pain causes pain, and hurt people hurt people.
Yes.
And so in that sense, in our heightened interaction,
Yes.
if we hear with it, I'm gonna check out. Because you're saying things that are hurtful.
Gotcha.
Therefore, I'm gonna want to say things that are hurtful.
So let me ask you this: what tool could you use that could dissipate the hostility and bring y'all to a safe space? Because let me say this.
My
Hold
feet.
on. No.
Walking out the door.
Wrong answer.
I'm leaving.
That is
and
your-
then I will be back
But
when we
Nick,
are.
that is your dysfunctional norm.
Absolutely.
And that stemmed from what you said, abandonment. All abandonment does is make you create a little boy who was taught that he didn't matter, who was taught that he was not honorable, he was not respectful, he has very low value, who grows into
Yep.
a grown man who projects that exact
why you gotta
value.
talk about me in my
I'm
face
saying,
like
you
this,
know,
Doc?
who projects that exact value on every woman he comes in contact with. And so he
You hear Nick Cannon saying, why you had to talk about me in my face like this? He's pretty much agreeing with her about that little boy in him that's projecting outward in a negative sense towards these women. He's agreeing. He's not saying that she's lying. He's not saying that she's wrong.
overcompensates for things outside of him, not things inside of him, which makes him extremely codependent. And we'll get into that with all your baby mamas. We'll wait a little longer to get into that.
We can get into it
But
now.
the tool, yeah, we'll get there. The tool for dissipating, because I want everyone to know this tool. This is just not for you or for me. I mean, because I was the one that used to go hostile. I know I can go hostile and emasculate and say a lot of cutting things. And if a dude didn't pivot, it was going to be some pivoting if he didn't pivot.
So furniture is gonna be
so
moving.
I understand it. But the tool is emotional intelligence.
That's right.
The tool is what is emotional intelligence to you?
Emotional intelligence is knowing how to suss out the situation and understand and feel for someone else and have the empathy for the moment. That's why I'm removing myself.
Emotional intelligence is more about you. It's about being able to sit in what you feel.
Yep.
Hold on. Without the codependency of allowing this person's emotions to
Penetrate.
to throttle. Penetrate, that's my word. To move my throttle.
Right.
That's called self-mastery, and that's emotional intelligence. And so when things get hostile, if I implement the emotional intelligence tool and I say, hold on, Nick, baby, I'm just trying to have a conversation with you. Like, seriously, there's a lot of pain between both of us, and I would rather us sit and exchange our pain and facilitate each other than us turn on each other and project more pain onto each other. Are you in a place to do that right now? Or do you need some time before we can do that? That's emotional intelligence. 9 times out of 10, that de-arms the other person. If the person's not there yet, then it's still healthy for you to say, look, Doc, I want to do that, but I can't do that right now. So I need a moment. But that's still emotional intelligence on your end.
That's two emotionally intelligent people communicating.
But what is mental health? That's mental health.
When someone says, I'm putting this EQ aside, you know, and therefore I need to emote right now. If I said exactly what you said to someone that I was in discussion or
inflamed with, you're inflamed at that moment.
They're gonna say, I want to hear that. Like, I feel like this right now, and the tone in which you're talking to me is you're actually being passive aggressive. You're using all these big
and you're being
therapy,
deceiving, and you're trying to make me feel inferior,
and you're gaslighting me, and all of these other fascinating terms that we've come up with. When really, like, I'm just trying to find resolution. I always say it's not about who's right; it's about what's right. And even in those scenarios, if someone is enraged, if someone is feeling pain, they don't want to be. Like the thing that I always say with women, never tell a woman to calm down. Never tell a woman to relax. You gotta let it happen. And the way, I'm not gonna tell you to calm down. I'm not gonna tell you to relax. I'm gonna leave and I'll be back when we can actually have...
You're gonna leave when the pain level is at a 10. You're gonna return, the pain level is gonna be at a 20. Let me tell you why.
Because I'm gonna be going long enough
because you left her in her pain to fend for herself, which is exactly what happened to you as a little boy.
Right.
And but look what it created in you. Not saying that you're not a wonderful man.
I'm not leaving forever. I'll be back when you calm. I mean, because I don't want to say it.
Right. You can say calm down to me. I'm emotionally intelligent. I can take it.
When things are a little bit more chill, because otherwise, like you said, it's going to be stuff all over the house.
And be honest about this answer.
Always.
How, when you've left, obviously you've done, this is your norm, you've done this all your life. When you've left for long enough to come back, how many times have you and that particular individual had the same damn argument over and over again? That wasn't the last time y'all had that.
I don't know if this is a trick or this is manipulation, but if you stay gone long enough, they get worried about you. and then they're happy to see you when Daddy's home.
Right, okay. But that's also...
But all you gotta have is a pizza and donuts in your hand.
See how uncomfortable he is? He is so uncomfortable having this conversation that he's doing all this reflecting. He's doing all this laughing, this carrying on, just trying to make this situation a little bit more lighthearted. This man is so uncomfortable that the facts, that the truth is being spoken to him right now. And it's about him.
That's in the moment, though, baby. Later on in that relationship,
then we can talk.
But y'all have revisited that same
because
issue.
We have to resolve.
Because there's no resolve.
But there's no one's enraged in that moment. Because time heals most wounds.
Let me tell you why. Because feelings cause issues. Feelings cause issues.
Yes.
Feelings cause issues.
Absolutely.
Not emotions.
Okay.
2 different things.
Break that down.
So, you know the culture term, you and your feelings?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
But when I'm sitting in my emotions, I'm feeling.
Right.
So that I can deal.
Absolutely.
And so that I can heal.
Yeah. And emotions are more than just feelings.
Right. And so if I am emotionally intelligent, which is mental health.
Yes.
And you and I or we or whoever you're with are taking the initiatives to become better within their mental, because mental health is subjective. We talked about this. Mental health is not just a diagnosis in the DSM. Mental health is very subjective. Mental health is if something is causing you impairment, then that is a mental health issue. It doesn't have to be a diagnosis. It doesn't have to be depression. If it's causing an impairment and your mental health is skewed, you have a mental health issue at that moment. Because
we've been throwing that mental health word around very easily nowadays, but to that point to where you just defined it, you know, because sometimes it feels like a label and it discredits people, and then sometimes it feels like an excuse. But to what you're saying is like if it causes an impairment.
Right. Now I want to go back to this little argument. If you got 2 abandoned people in this situation, and one flees, which is abandonment, now I'm abandoned because you fleed me.
Right.
So you're causing more impairment.
But I'll be back.
But it doesn't matter. You're causing more impairment.
Right.
Who abandoned you when you were young?
Everyone.
Okay, are they back? Have they came back?
Yeah.
Oh, but you still reap the repercussions of their abandonment, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't make it okay. You're still having to deal with that now, even though they returned and they came back.
Yeah.
It doesn't make them coming back atone for what the impact or the impairment they caused or you engulfed in because of that experience. So when you leave,
But it made me stronger.
in what ways?
It made me be able to deal with
what?
abandonment,
No,
with
you're
detachment.
still not dealing with abandonment.
No, because now I've
What he's saying may sound right and may sound good to some, but think about this. If he's able to now deal with the abandonment that he experienced, how is it that he's made stronger if now he abandons when he's dealing with someone and things aren't going well? He abandons them. He leaves them with their emotions, with their feelings not being dealt with to the point where this issue has been resolved. He abandons them at the peak of their emotions and their issue. He's not stronger. He's still weak.
learned to be like, okay.
And deal with what? Because if you're fleeing, you're not dealing with your emotion.
No, because I understand it's a reason and season for multiple things. So if I'm going to give you the time and the space that you need, and we'll handle it when we handle it. And it's not in my hands. I give it to the higher power. I give it to the Lord, and He's going to figure it out.
Every relationship's a direct reflection of who we are. Allows you to stay.
I'm comfortable with my abandonment.
Because you are in your dysfunctional norm that you've become comfortable with.
But it's worked. It's become a superpower.
But you've learned to survive in it. You're not thriving in that. That's not thriving. You're surviving in that.
Okay.
And so anytime you are surviving and not thriving, there is no cape. There is no superpower. There's no superpower in a lack of mental health. And there's no superpower.
But it's worked for me. Like you said, I mean,
you know why
you read me well.
You know why I work for you?
Why?
You know why I work for you? I'm going to go there, and it's probably going to be, okay.
Go ahead.
This is with all...
We wanted to set the first... We got 2 minutes left in our first session.
With all due respect, seriously, to all the women that you've encountered, ladies, I'm saying this. The reason why it's worked for you is because you have chosen and to prey on low-functioning women who don't have the emotional intelligence. No, I'm going there. Who will allow you to do that, Nick? And when I say allow, it's not a control thing. When I say allow, I'm not saying that she sits across you and says, this is what you won't do, you're crossing a boundary. Nick.
I disagree.
Yes.
This is why I disagree. I mean, one, because
one, you're going to make sure, but you got to go in protection mode, too.
But even what I'm saying, because you could say from all the high value women that I've ever
I didn't say high value.
But okay, I'm giving compliments. But I'm just saying
wait a minute.
For the people who are even of them being, because first of all,
low functioning woman will allow you to function low with them, Nick. You could not function that low.
So this is Nick, everyone's low functioning at some point in their life.
You could not function low with a woman of my functioning, not because I'm superior. Not because I'm superior. Listen to me. Say this really quick. Not because I'm superior to any other woman, but because I do have leverage. I've been in my field for 17 years, so we get that. But I've done the work, meaning you won't have an opportunity to get hostile with me, and you may want to flee, but fleeing would not get you a payoff with me. Wait a minute.
I'm not the hostile individual.
This is that's my point. Did you hear what you just said? We said the same thing. You would never have the opportunity to get hostile with me.
Yeah, because I control myself.
Hold on. Okay.
I have full control of my. But in your sense, because that's what I'm saying. Because even only reason I say what I disagree, because at some point we've all been low functioning. Yes. And we have to accept that. Yes. So to label that is like, all right, well, at some point everybody's going to be in their low state. Everybody's going to be vulnerable. Everybody's going to feel empty.
But
everybody's going to yearn something. And when it comes to relationships, the beauty of a great relationship is where I'm weak, you are strong. So therefore, I have dealt with some people that balance me and are equally yoked. And at times, have I been manipulative and prey on certain things? That's because I'm a man.
Right. And but not all men do that. We don't want to blanket all men. I'm a man,
and I will take advantage.
All men do not prey and manipulate. Not all men.
First of all humans prey and manipulate, but in a man in a relationship,
not in a praying way.
If I see that I can say, okay, I feel like I need this and this person has this, I'm going to do and say whatever I need to do to get there.
But Nick, again, law of attraction. We attract who we are despite of who we think we are. You used the word, you said women who are equally yoked to you.
Yeah.
Equally yoked comes in many different facets.
100% balance, if anything.
They have been equally yoked to your low functioning dysfunction that you have learned to survive in.
Because I use my tools to because first of all, let's you're acting as if I'm entering every scenario with the full me, and we all, every time someone meets someone, you're meeting their representative.
Look at it, exposing himself. He was like, look, when I meet somebody, I'm not even giving them a good quality version of me. I'm not giving them the true me. I'm giving them the version of me I want them to have, want them to think, want them to believe. I want them to think that this person is great, this person is awesome, this person is amazing. But that's not really who I am. I'm just a dog in nature. I'm just gonna tap and dip, hit and quit, lick and split. Is basically what he's saying.
I know how to turn on the perfect man.
Depending on the
therefore,
person,
I may have manipulated a situation, and therefore, so it's to...
Did I lie? No, I didn't.
No discredit to anyone else,
I got you.
I've come into every situation. I can be God-fearing, celibate, the one that you want. I can tell you everything that you want in a man and show you that. I can open the doors, lay down the cloak, send the jet, do it all to be like, oh my goodness.
You hear that? See, a lot of men gonna come after my throat for saying this because they came after me last time for saying it. And I could care less. But me, as well as you, know it's true. That it's not always these women choosing the wrong men. Nah, Nick Cannon just said it loud and clear with his chest. That he will not only tell you, but show you what you want to think and believe. When his intentions aren't true.
And then toxic Nick shows up, and you like, this motherfucker got me.
No, but
he
what
done
you
gave
said
me
is
the
perfect.
draws, and I ain't heard from him in 3 weeks.
What you said is perfect. No, what you said is perfect because you named all of the low-functioning, superficial things that a low-functioning woman would fall into.
Church,
women,
that ain't low-functioning.
Baby.
The type of woman that wouldn't fall for this is the type of woman that wouldn't put up or deal with Nick Cannon in the first place. Nick Cannon can flaunt his successes and his wealth right in her face. Be like, baby, I'm going to drop $1 million in your hand right now. And the women will still look at him and laugh and walk away. That's a woman that's vibrating on a higher frequency than Nick Cannon is projecting.
Any woman,
we going to see the Lord together.
Any woman or man,
or the mosque, wherever you want to go. I know them both.
Any person who's done the work, who gained a sense of self, who's worked on their pain pockets, who's worked on their trauma,
are still going to be vulnerable.
They're going to be vulnerable.
They're still going to yearn. And late at night when you're sleeping alone, you go, I wish I had a strong man to rub my back.
They're going to be imperfect, but that person would want a strong, healthy, functioning man, not a low-functioning man.
Sometimes a nigga with some good hands.
Not a low-functioning man, no. That's what I'm saying.
You see him projecting right now hard. The more she talks, the more uncomfortable he gets. I wonder if he does this with his therapist. Oh, this comment down here says, my God, today Nick is not listening to communicate. He is listening to defend and feels attacked. That's what this comment down here says. And it couldn't be more true. Hold on, let me see if I can show y'all this comment. This is gold in the sea. It's gold in the sea.
There's a difference. But
every woman, you can't, Doc, you can't sit here and say that.
But you're speaking from your experience, which makes it better.
No, I'm saying,
because your experience of these women is that they fall short for a jet and a good meal and a good man who says he goes
and
to church.
And some strong hands.
And let me go further, and probably a big penis. But so, okay,
you said it, not me.
Let me go. But again, a high functioning. I'm not even talking about value. A high functioning woman who's done the work. Who's done the work.
I'm trying to hear what this high functioning woman is.
This is so fascinating to see. He don't understand it. He doesn't understand it. It's like he has been so lucky, and I use that term lightly. He's been so lucky to only have encountered women who have been interested in what it is that he has tried to sell them on. Because women that I know that wouldn't give Nick Cannon the time of day, those are the women that he can't fathom right now. Those are the women that she is talking about. This is fun. This is fun to watch.
A high-functioning woman, you cannot send a jet and be toxic, and she will go on the
She don't know I'm toxic yet.
A high-functioning woman wouldn't even attract you, baby. because it's law of attraction. Stick with me. Just stick with me.
Please explain this.
Nick, regulate your emotions.
I'm
And stick
listening.
with me.
I'm
Regulate
with
your
He don't get it. He's like, please explain this. He does not get it.
emotions
I'm
and stick
trying to
with
hear
me.
you.
Listen, what is law of attraction? We attract
Who we
are
are.
despite who we think we are.
Absolutely.
Think we are.
Absolutely.
Okay. So a high functioning woman is not going to attract by default, by her calibration. She's not attracting a man who is not perfect. The man has got all kinds of mess. So does she.
So does she.
But when it comes to the level of her calibration and functioning and mental health and doing the work, she's going to attract that at which she is, that at what she leads with. So let me say this. Do I get on private jets that I pay for myself? Absolutely. Have I had a man do a wonderful, beautiful things for me? Absolutely. Have I had rocks and this and caught off weddings? Of course. But let me say this. Prior to me doing the work and being a high-functioning woman, I attracted low-functioning men. Hold on.
So you're saying you're a high-functioning woman who attracted low?
No.
See, he's not listening. She didn't say that she's a high-functioning woman that attracted low-functioning men. She said prior to doing the work to become a high-functioning woman. That means that she was once low-functioning, attracting low-functioning men. That's what she's saying. Listen, Nick, listen.
No, it's not what I said. I said prior to me doing the work and becoming a high-functioning woman, my low-functioning self attracted low-functioning men.
Yes.
Hold on. You know why I attracted them? Because I needed low-functioning to feed low-functioning. Okay? Hold on. A low-functioning man cannot feed a high-functioning woman, and a low-functioning woman can't feed a high-functioning man. And so what I'm telling you is there is no equally yoked there.
Let's say that a high-functioning man comes across a low-functioning woman, vice versa. Doesn't really matter. But let's say for the sake of the argument, a high-functioning man comes across a low-functioning woman, and there may be a little interest in wanting to date this individual, and he's able to quickly assess the fact that this woman is not going to be for him. So he ends things. It doesn't mean that he attracted her because that's what he is. That's not how the law of attraction works, right? Only if he would have gotten into a committed relationship with that person and stayed in a relationship with that person would he have been dealing with someone who was actually vibrating on the same frequency as he. Y'all understand that? You can assess the situation and walk away from it fast enough if you're vibrating on a high enough level, meaning you're able to look past maybe your lust for this individual or just their physical appearance.
Is a gallon.
Okay.
And a low-functioning human being. Let's just go human being, not even man
Now
and
she
woman.
got props.
We got props. This is the high-functioning person.
This is the high-functioning woman right here.
Just a person. Let's just
I can only think that she was about to give the same example that I just gave. I don't know. I got to go watch the rest of that video. But Cam Newton, you're next.
This might be controversial to say, but when it comes to men like Cam Newton or like Nick Cannon or like Future, who have 8 different kids by 3 different women and still want to get married and have more children, who are these women that are still willing to date them? Like, how, as a woman in good conscience, could you knowingly be sitting up on a date with this man or on a vacation with this man, knowing that every minute he spends with you is a minute he's spending neglecting his children? And you, for some reason, think that things are going to be different for you and for your kids you may have with him. And even if that is the case, if he's the perfect father to your kids or the perfect husband for you, he's neglecting 8 other innocent babies. That is disgusting behavior to me. I don't know, diabolical. I don't care how much money he has. How do you sleep at night knowing you're contributing to the trauma of 8 children? That's insane to me.
I understand a lot of people see my situation and not think that I'm not high functioning.
What situation?
See my situation. That's a very vague question, and it's for you
What
to
situation?
That's a vague question. Yo, how is it a vague question? You the one said your situation. What situation are you speaking of? You got to explain your situation. Ain't nothing vague here. You're the one that gave the vague response by saying your situation and not elaborating on what the situation is. Bro, if you don't make it make some sense.
That's a very vague question, and it's for you
What
to
situation are you referring to that they're looking at and thinking is not high function?
Just my life.
Your life
Vague.
entirely, or
Vague.
your life in
My
relationships?
life.
See, don't
Deflection.
deflect. Let's stay here. Your life entirely, or your life in relationships?
Both, really.
And they think that you're low functioning.
No, I don't.
You just said people see your life and think you're not high functioning. The opposite of that would be low functioning.
No. Okay, so here you go. You're trying to take my intentions away from. This is. Can I?
What? So this is who I don't know a whole lot about this Cam Newton character. I know he's a former athlete, but when it comes to, I know he got a podcast. But this is who he is on the podcast. All she's doing is trying to get you to elaborate on what you're saying, and you're stating that she's trying to take it somewhere else. Bro, what is you doing? How confused are you right now? Let's go back a little bit. Listen to that again.
No, I don't.
You just said people see your life and think you're not high functioning. The opposite of that would be low functioning.
No. Okay, so here you go. You're trying to take my intentions
No, that's what you said, bro.
away from. This is. Can I correct it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Or can I give you more?
Yes, more information. Heck yeah.
So, I'm not married, right? I have beautiful children.
How many?
8.
Okay.
I didn't do my research. I thought it was 4, but 8. Okay.
No, baby.
Cool.
It's
By how
8.
many women?
3.
Okay.
And this is the kicker. I want more. Now,
By multiple women? What's the intent?
I
You're
just want
saying, or
God
by
to
your
bring
wife?
him. I just want God to bring him.
Oh, okay. And you have, so you just.
Because my point is this. My desire to get married is lower than my fear of divorce. So,
I just want God to bring them, bro. You the way you out here moving, you don't need God help, because you could just let off and they'll come. But your desire, but you say you want to get married, but your desire to get married is lower than your fear of divorce. I mean, that's a lot of men right now, truth be told. A lot of men fear divorce to the point where they have no desire or very little desire to get married. That makes a lot of sense. I understand that.
as you had said, Dr. Bryant, you said it, I didn't say it, I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
You're not taking your time.
I am, though.
You're being very action-based. You're not taking your time.
How is it that you take your time on settling down and getting married when you already done did the major step that is supposed to come after the marriage, which is to have 8 kids? You ain't taking your time. You going too fast.
You're being very action-based.
I'm taking my time.
You're being very action-based. You have 8 kids with 3 different women.
Yes.
You are creating, procreating, and multiplying. That is not taking your time. You're being very selectively active. Okay? So you're creating, and disclaimer, the kids are innocent. They are beautiful and amazing. Anything I say has nothing to do with them babies, because I can't wait to be a mom, and I love the kids, period. But you are proactively choosing where you want to be active at and where you want to take your time. You want to take your time in having a wife because of your own fears. But you will, and I say this with all respect and love, what I'm about to say next, okay, Cam? But you will selfishly create broken families, even if you're in their life and you're a proactive father, and I believe you're an amazing daddy. I can only imagine with just your presence and knowing you thus far. But these families are still broken.
Yep.
Every child cannot have Papa in the house with them. So some child, if not all will end up with some kind of deficit.
You heard that? She put emphasis all, because yes, it will be all. And they won't even know the long-term damaging effect that they're having on their child until their child grows up and is able to now verbally express to them where they lacked the relationship that they had with you. You'll see when them kids become old or grown.
Will end up with some kind of deficit without daddy being there. Now, you chose to do that. I'm not saying you sat there and woke up one morning and said, I want to be selfish today, so I'm going to go make a baby. Not saying that at all. But those are selfish acts at the expense of your fear. So at what point do you feel the fear, do it anyways? And yeah, that is a low functioning behavior. Yes. To say that I am going to create these homes. Oh, let me go better. I'm going to build these houses and put kids and these beautiful women and kids in them, but I ain't going to create a home in them. I'm going to wait till I dissipate my fear to find a wife where I'm still going to be fearful with, because there's no such thing as not having some type of nerve or some type of feeling behind marrying somebody who you're spending your life with. And then I'm going to build a home with her while all these other beautiful babies have houses. That's completely unfair and it's selfish.
Just tell me when I can solve.
Yeah, almost. That's completely unfair and that's selfish.
Yeah.
And so,
I remember, and I just want to implement this real quick because this is going back to a thought that I had in my younger years. I remember being young, late teens, early 20s, and thinking, man, I want a kid by every nationality of woman on this planet. Young, dumb, and immature. I couldn't imagine being the man that I am today, or just growing up to be the age that I am today and still having that mindset. I'm so glad I grew out of that young adolescent mindset that I was going to populate the planet with my seed by having children by different ethnicities of women. That don't even sound like a good idea no more.
so yes, you're taking your time in this department, but you're not taking your time in this department, which means you're compartmentalizing. And compartmentalizing never works. Compartmentalizing hurts everybody involved. Everybody who's in this box and that box and this box and that box and this box. And then here you go over here trying to figure out what box you're going to feed or entertain or do. Then you're looking outside to figure out who's your next victim to put in the box. It's unhealthy.
Eating.
And it's a huge dysfunction within our Black community.
Facts.
That I truly believe personally, statistically, mental health wise, and community wise, that Black men would stop.
Black men will what?
Stop doing that. That they would stop that dysfunctional behavior of compartmentalizing and creating houses, not homes, and then finally a home with the wife.
I couldn't agree more, because in my family, I'm trying to make it stop with me. My father has multiple kids by multiple women. My grandfather on my mother's side has multiple kids by multiple different women. I want a family with one.
And then you have all these other houses that are homeless, but you over here at some point when you do get a wife, if you do, I'm saying if that's what you want, you will. You'll get whatever you want. You're trying to create a home.
Right.
Totally dysfunctional and extremely, that's the epitome of selfish.
And even if he does find himself a wife that he will settle down with, there's still going to be so much dysfunction from all of the broken homes that he created prior to him getting married and settling down.
Epitome of selfish. I'm done. You can go for it.
Okay, say less. All right, so
I've never heard say less sound more disrespectful in my life.
what identifies as a broken home?
What you have going on with these, whoever you're not in the house with, is a
That's-
broken home. It's called a blended family. It's called a blended family.
That means,
That the family is blended. So blended.
so blended means broken.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Hell, I mean, they both start with B's, don't they? I'm just saying.
the guy that you were entertaining, you would go as low as 26
That I would entertain.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
and as high as what age?
Whatever man that doesn't have kids.
As high as,
Whoever doesn't have kids, whatever age he is with no kids.
I just.
No, that's the age. I'm saying I don't have an age range as far as how old. If he has no kids,
So your
he's a candidate.
non-negotiable is
Kids.
a person who does not have children.
My non-negotiable is a person with
That
kids. But
does
yes,
have
I get
kids.
what how you're saying it. Yes,
So you cannot date a person. You cannot be with a
I
person.
can, but I'm choosing not to.
So
I can be with anyone, but I'm choosing not to.
You're.
I gotta correct it. It's my narrative, Cam.
You're
I
like
can
jumping in,
I
jumping out. It's either.
can. No, it's not. I can't. There's no such thing. I can date whoever I want. I am definitely well equipped to do so.
Yo, this is kind of reminding me of the Nick Cannon interview in regards to like them not understanding in a way that you see a lot of women that we cover on this channel, how they don't be understanding something that's so simple. Like, I could date someone with kids, but I choose not to. How is that her jumping in, jumping out? What?
Okay.
So I'm not going to allow that word to be something that fits what I can't do. I'm well equipped to date anybody.
Yes.
My preference,
Yes.
because there's nothing wrong with a lot of men who have kids, so I don't want to put that narrative out there.
Yes.
My personal preference is I would not choose to date a man with kids.
There we go.
Yes.
So you're dating a man with kids. Just a scenario.
Oh, okay, got it. Yes.
You're dating a man with kids.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So you've identified that that's a broken home from the jump. With your verbiage of blended family means broken.
I've identified that I'm dating a broken man who is creating who he is, because we could teach what we know, we create who we are. And so broken people create brokenness, whether it's through a child, whether it's through a relationship, whether it's through themselves. It doesn't have to be a beautiful baby, but you're creating brokenness. And broken people can come from married households.
She couldn't be more right. She couldn't be more right. If you, as a man, are dating a single mother, and the father of the child isn't deceased, then you would be dating someone who is basically in a broken home, according to her analogy. This is someone who is a part of a broken home. The father is no longer there. This woman is now single. Rather they're co-parenting or not, that home is broken. What she is saying is something that I agree with, is that she doesn't want to date anyone that has already been involved in a broken home situation. It's fair. It's very fair. Because if y'all get together and have a family, you're going to be adding to that broken home. Not to say that it doesn't work for some people and that it doesn't end up beautiful, because it does. I have plenty of friends and family who have gotten with people who have already had kids, and it works out beautiful for them. Preference is all we're saying.
I'm not saying that a two-parent household can't create the result of a child who then has brokenness and creates broken blended families everywhere. I'm not negating that.
That's not my point.
No, I know, I'm making that point. But yes.
But my point.
My answer is, I not only identified that those homes are houses without a home because he's not in them,
Yeah.
but also that he's a broken man.
But you're going to be with a broken man.
No, I won't. I just said I wouldn't be with a man. I wouldn't be with a broken man who has multiple kids. I will
No, not multiple. I'm talking
a kid. It doesn't matter.
So you're not going to date a man with children.
No, but let me clear this up, because you said I won't date a broken man. That's not what I said.
No, I said, are you, listen to what I'm saying?
I heard you.
Doc.
Let me answer it. Hold on. We all have a level of brokenness. So will I date a broken man? Yes. Am I going to date a certain type of brokenness? No.
Of course you're not.
And that type of brokenness is a man who has kids outside of me, isn't something that's conducive for what I want forever.
I love that. I love how she broke it down to him in the way that he should be able to understand. God, please let this man understand that. That was so simple. She saved you headache. She saved you headache by stating it so clear and so perfectly.
Will you date him?
No.
No, what you...
So that goes to my point. I'm trying to ask a question. You have two different men right here. One man who has...
I will not date a man with kids.
Okay, that's all I'm asking.
Yes. I will
But
not.
do you understand, just off of the statistic,
he remind me of single mothers that be trying to have that same argument. When they be so upset at the fact that a man wouldn't date a single mother. He sound just like them. There's nothing that you could possibly say to change her mind. She will not date a single father. And it was killing me towards the end right there, because Cam was trying so hard. He was trying so hard to put this woman in a situation to where she would be dating a single father. Bro, you didn't have to create that narrative.
Telling us about how you pack his bags before his games, how you cook for him, how you're his peace and love and support and encouragement. How third time's the charm because you're the third baby mother to his 8th child. About how that money made you do it. While you're on the internet saying all that, he's on the internet A middle-aged man, 8 kids, 3 baby mothers, saying he's waiting for marriage and he's still looking for his wife. If you could die from embarrassment, that would put me on my deathbed.
Woo! Facts.
But you see how easily these men will embarrass you, and why I'm always stressing about just at least attempt to do it the right way. Just at least give it a shot. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But at least you can say you tried. Y'all just immediately give in to being the third baby mother. Y'all just immediately give in to being the live-in girlfriend. He's still looking for his wife, meanwhile you're home with his kid.
Right.
And I'm sorry, no amount of money is going to fix that. Because there's no way that he can be a present dad to 3 different homes, and he says he's still looking to make more.
This is who she's talking about right here, Jasmine Brown. This is somebody, an influencer that I was following on Instagram for many years. Thought she was very smart, funny, insightful. And then when I heard that she got with Cam Newton, just like everybody else, oh snap, she's about to be the next baby mama. And then she got pregnant and we was like, yep, we all knew this was coming. She is delusional and thinking that she was going to be the one. She was going to be the one to change this man when this man is stating that he want more kids and he still ain't found his wife yet. You thought she was going to be the wife, huh? She was out there saying, oh no, look, it's different now. He done grown. He over here. He's showing me what a great guy he is. Oh man. The Lulu. Y'all know we couldn't end this video off without holding these women accountable for the part that they play, the role that they play in dating these men as well. Leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions down below. And we'll catch y'all in the next one. See ya.